Feeling this morning? Yay! For the last comers, feel free to come sit closer to us.
So, good morning, everyone. You should notice behind me there will be a Slido poll in a couple of seconds. It'll be live on the screen behind me, and while we wait for everyone to take their seats and while we wait for some stragglers, tell us how you feel.
Send us an emoji by scanning the QR code behind me, or please go to our app.
It's the fourth icon down. Knock it out. Let's have an emoji, please, from everybody. How are you feeling? I'll start us off.
You can use our Wi-Fi throughout the event. The Wi-Fi password is I love
In a festive
Next.
mood. Let's see what we've got. Also a reminder there, guys, don't forget you can log on to our Resco using Resco Next. The password is I love Next. Let's see what we've got. Someone sent us some muscles and metal hands. I like it. Let's see. We've got starry eyes. Someone sent us a cat, which is curious. I'd like to know what that person meant. Blooming, wonderful. Explosions, fireworks, absolutely thrilling stuff. Wonderful. Great. A juggling person with some beer beside them. I feel this person like in my soul. Excellent. All right, completely excellent, guys. So let's maybe fire up today and start.
That's correct.
So everybody, please welcome.
Hola, buenos días, bienvenidos a Resco Next. We are so excited to have you here in beautiful Valencia at the 11th edition of our flagship conference.
So this is where developers, solution architects, customers, partners, and visionaries come together and discuss what's next in business application development.
My name is Adriana Gaspar.
And I'm Nick Boxall, and we will be your hosts for the next 2 days.
We are gathered here at the beautiful Valencia Conference Center, a brilliant venue that blends tradition and technology.
That's right, Adriana. You know, Valencia is also the home of Paella, and also a pioneer in terms of smart tourism.
Which is a great fit for Resco, where digital transformation is rooted in real-world impacts.
So we have attendees from 28 countries, including customers, partners, prospects, Microsoft community experts, and domain specialists.
And this makes what makes Resco Next unique. So take time over the next few days. Please connect, collaborate, and learn from one another.
Just before we begin, I would like to say a huge thank you to our media partners. That's Partner Talks and MS Dynamics World. Your support helps to bring this community together, and we are really grateful.
And of course, thank you to all of you.
To you guys.
Whether you are joining us the first time or you are returning for another year, you are the heart at this event.
You guys, you do make this conference meaningful, and we are extremely glad to have you here.
Actually, Nick, speaking of returning guests, let's see if we can single out a few before we start.
Let's do that.
We already saw how you are feeling. Now, let's do a quick roll call of Resco Next regulars. If this is your first time at Resco Next, please raise your hand.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Indeed, welcome to the family.
Is this your second time at Resco Next? Raise your hands. Excellent. Welcome back.
Third time?
4 or more? Ah, that's good to see. Excellent.
Okay, here's the big one. Drum rolls. Who's been to every Resco Next ever held? Yay!
Let's give a big round of applause to our newbies and to our seasoned veterans. Thank you for growing with us year after year.
Indeed. Just a few quick housekeeping notes and reminders. We will be using Slido for live polls Q&A throughout the event. To participate, open the conference app or go through slido.com. All key links, schedules, reminders, and feature requests are available in the Resco Next app. Please check it regularly and stay up to date. You will also find the conference agenda throughout the event on the LED screens outside and online.
Right. And also, don't forget, we have something fun coming up. I mean, the whole thing's fun, but we have something else that's fun coming up. At the end of day 2, we'll be holding some raffles. So one of those is for people who submit their Resco Next feedback. That's a mouthful. You'll be entered to win
An
an
Xbox?
Xbox, which is pretty great. Also, for people who are active Slido participants, if you're asking questions of the speakers with your name attached, you'll go into a run for a Lego set that is as cool as it is hefty, I am guaranteed. So, guys, stay engaged, share your thoughts, and you might walk away with a prize or two. So, once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Let's make the most of the next 2 days together. And welcome to Resco Next 2025.
Let's get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Executive Officer of Resco, Mr. Andrew Lorraine.
All right, good morning, everyone. Can't get on stage without the clicker. So good morning, it's a privilege to be up here, welcoming you to Resco Next, welcoming you to Valencia, kicking off the conference, and inviting you to be part of our user group community over these next 2 days. Believe me, this is the highlight of the year for us at Resco, so we're so glad to see all of you and really excited to get things started this morning. As I look out into the audience, so this is the 11th Resco Next, and I can see a lot of familiar faces out there who have been with us for the previous conferences. So you guys know the vibe, you know the deal, you know what we tried to accomplish together over these 2 days each year. But we also have some people who are with us for the first time. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the event as a concept. And like a lot of good ideas, it got started in the office kitchen. And initially it was a smaller product and consulting workshop for our partners. And over the years, it grew into something a little bit bigger, where it became a user group conference where we're talking about Resco products, our roadmap, and inviting customers and partners to come on stage and share their stories. And one thing we've done in recent years is to enhance the event a little bit more and also include updates from Microsoft and invitations to MVPs, experts, consultants, other ISVs, you name it. And the goal here is really to have an interesting and impactful 2 days together so that when you go back home, you have something new, some ideas, some ways forward. There's also another important aspect to the event as well, and that's the personal connections that Nick and Adriana mentioned. This is really the chance for us each year to meet in person, and we hope that we provide a setting that allows you to meet interesting people, network, and form lasting connections. We're excited because at this Resco Next, we have the most ever companies and organizations in one place, and we have the most attendees from the most countries ever assembled. So we think that with all the sessions, the speakers, and all the diversity out in the audience, that we're really going to have the best Next ever. So now that we've been welcomed, let me help set the mood and atmosphere a little bit. And fortunately, I have a lot of help from Valencia. This is my first time in the city, but I love the weather so far. I think it's the perfect atmosphere and vibe, and hope everyone is also enjoying your time here. We know that everyone has busy lives and really think that this is the right setting for Resco Next to get energized, get engaged, really put your attention and focus to 2 days full of a lot of interesting conversations and ideas. Also helping set a good atmosphere and mood is all of you. We have a lot of expertise and accomplishment out there in the audience. Fantastic partner businesses, global partners, product companies, fantastic individual careers and achievements, and it's just going to be an atmosphere of competence and expertise for the next 2 days. So really a tremendous lineup of attendees that I have to give you some credit as well. At this point, I'd also like to try and contribute a little bit to the mood and atmosphere, and it's mainly about the values that are guiding me over these 2 days and in my work as CEO at Resco. And to talk about this, I'd like to tell a little bit of story about my family. Recently, I left Bratislava for a week as I was contemplating the keynote, and I returned home to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to visit my family. And the occasion was my father's retirement after 20 years of military service as a doctor. So they were going to have this nice ceremony where they were inviting friends and family, military personnel, some politicians, and he was going to give a big speech. So of course I had to go home for this event and be there to support my dad. And My dad's an interesting guy. His first half of his career was spent as a family doctor. And about halfway through his career, he decided that he needed a change. He didn't want to completely reinvent himself, but he decided to move into a military career as a doctor. And we refer to it as the world's most productive midlife crisis. And he went on to do amazing things. He had a great career, a lot of achievement, a lot of humanitarian work that he did while he was in the military. So I thought that his speech was going to be all about, the places he's been, the work that he's done, but he didn't really talk about it at all, and he kind of surprised the audience in this way. And instead, his message was about the values and principles that guided him as he made this big switch in his 40s into a completely new area for him. And his message was, look, you have to, in order to get what you want out of life, you have to take action. You can't sit back and be passive. You have to go and seek new opportunities to learn, new opportunities to take on some new responsibility, maybe reinvent yourself. And you have to, once you find those opportunities, you have to be open to them. You have to go for them and give it your all, even if you're a little bit nervous or you're kind of dealing with imposter syndrome, you don't have the experience that you think you need. And by following this principles that this is the way to give yourself a better chance to get what you want out of life, to evolve, to grow, to level up. And this is what helped him go from a civilian career to a very successful military career. He rose to the rank of colonel, which is not an easy thing to do as an older guy joining the military through a midlife crisis. And look, this was very personal and meaningful for me, but I also thought it was really useful to share as we start our conference. And that's because there's a common theme that I hear really from all of you, especially in the lead up to Resco Next, and that was what's the best way to adapt to all the changes that are going on in our industry around AI, where from what we wake up the next day and the previous day's news is already outdated. Frankly, we have a lot of great speakers over the next 2 days who are going to give you practical advice. We had George's session yesterday. We have April, Daniel, others who are going to be speaking on this topic and give you practical ideas about how you can work with AI and make good choices. And my contribution to this is that I think it's going to require the right attitude as well, to be open to change and reinventing yourself or reinventing your partner business or your products, and that you have to embrace it with this proactive mindset, this growth mindset. So for the course of these 2 days, I hope that's kind of what guides us. It's what's going to be guiding me as we spend this nice time together. So let me switch gears a little bit and talk about Resco and where we're at in our 26th year as a Microsoft ISV. From our founding in 1999 by a couple of college grads who saw an opportunity to build apps and components and games for that first generation of smartphones and mobile devices, to pioneering enterprise mobility and innovating enterprise mobility, to partnering with Microsoft with their field service product, to where we are today, which is a leading global ISV. Looking ahead, we're going to try and do equal parts, balancing stability, maintaining our core competencies, staying true to the values that guide our partnerships. And we're going to balance that with seeking opportunities for growth through our products and focusing on Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. The goal through all of this is really to be the best ISV partner that we can possibly be for all of you in the audience. So let's start a little bit with what we want to keep the same, and that's our reliability and stability that guides our partnerships and our work together. So behind the scenes, over the past year and a half, we've been making a lot of investments into systems, processes, tools, apps, things that may not show up in the day-to-day, but should have an impact and allow us to continue to be a reliable partner. As a side note, we went through a CRM upgrade to Dynamics 365 Sales, so I think that allowed us to gain a lot of empathy for the partners in the audience who are doing CRM projects, having actually gone through it ourselves. And we really think that these investments are going to allow us to continue to be a reliable partner for everyone, and the impacts that you should see should be more efficient Resco practices, stable product performance, new opportunities for business together. There's another thing that we want to keep the same, and that's the strength of our customer support and customer service. So what we've done recently is to start doing an annual customer experience survey using the Cantor methodology. NPS, App Store ratings, product telemetry, all that stuff is good, but we wanted to formally hear from our customers each year. So we completed this earlier in the year, and surprise, surprise, we heard back from you, and the 3 favorite things that are valuable to our customers are related to our technical support, the personal relationships that we have, and the strength of our customer success team and their accountability and their advocacy for our customers. So we scored right at the benchmark for EU B2B tech companies. But of course, we want to be better than the pack. So we're going to continue doing this survey every year. If you're a customer in the audience, please take it as an opportunity to give us your feedback so that we can prioritize and make good choices about how to move forward and continue making customer support and service a strength for us. So outside of the strengths that we want to maintain, the reliability and stability that we want to provide for you, we also have ambitions to grow, and to grow as an ISV. And I'll kind of talk us through that process and let you know what we see our growth opportunities for Resco, and by extension, all of you in the audience. So the first, how we figure out what to focus on is that we need to be much more external oriented and market oriented. So we've started having a very strong and consistent presence at industry events, Dynamics 365 events, Power Platform events, is that we need and we want to keep up to date with everything that's going on. We're now talking to regularly the Microsoft product and engineering teams, again, to have a deep technical understanding of their products and align our roadmaps. It's really important for us to identify areas where we can enhance, extend, improve, instead of just compete. So this will be our practice moving forward. Now, there's another side to how we figure out what to focus on as an ISV, how to add value, and that's in understanding customers, especially customers who have frontline or mobile workforces where Resco traditionally is a great fit. So with customers, we understand these customers very well. Typically, they have challenges related to productivity. They have challenges related to dealing with uncertainty, either with their workforce or with kind of macroeconomic conditions. And they have concerns about making good investments into technology, making sure that those investments achieve the results that they expect. Now, recently, unsurprisingly, customers are dealing and wanting to make smart AI investments. And with the latest information, only 1 out of 4 projects on average are kind of working out and achieving the results that are expected. And an even smaller amount of projects are actually scaling beyond a use case or team to be enterprise ready. So we simply have to, as an ISV, take this into account and start steering our products, our services, and our focus to helping resolve this customer challenge. Least, but perhaps most important to us at Resco, understanding partners. We're a very partner-driven ISV, and it's important for us to have our finger on the pulse of what is going on in your world. And generally speaking, we see that it's challenging. The partner business model, it has been disruptive, and it's challenging to differentiate yourselves against the competition. Margins are smaller. Delivering technical excellence can be challenging. Talent, of course, is a challenge. Maintaining, recruiting, promoting your people on your team, and also dealing with increasing complexity. So again, it's very important for us to understand what's going on in the world of partners. And in what will probably be the first of many Venn diagrams that we see over the next 2 days, we want to live right at the intersection of these different variables and contexts and needs, which is a challenging thing to do, but we think we understand and know what to prioritize and focus on. So I'd love to be really just straightforward and explain where we think we can help as an ISV, what we're going to be focusing on, the principles and values that are going to guide us. And hope that it resonates and connects with everyone in the audience after working with us for so long. So we think, again, that our expertise and competence is around mobile and frontline apps. Those could be Resco offline apps, highly performing applications, or they could be apps that are built on the Power Platform or using different platforms. But overall, that's our expertise. And if you're doing these kind of projects, we want to be a great partner for you and continue to be a great partner. Beyond field service and sales, which are traditional areas for us, we think that we can help you in this world of high stakes, mobile work, customer service, dealing with important assets or machinery, collecting important and critical data. We think that we're the right ISV for you in these cases. And the remaining topics are about kind of the values that guide how we build our products, how we work with all of you. Is that we want to support projects and partners who need, and expect to adjust and customize and adapt over time and scale to within an enterprise or scale to multiple customers. And we want to make it easy to work with us, easy to invest in your Resco practice, and kind of be guided by this partnership mentality and partnership mindset. Last but not least, we realize this is a reality of our world today, and we want to help partners and customers make the most of your AI investments. So that's going to be guiding our product strategy and how we move forward as an ISV. And we really want to deliver this through our products. So let me orient you to how we see the world through our products and how we think we can help you. First, of course, we're going to continue investing and improving and innovating our mobile app development toolkit. So this is Woodford. These are the configuration tools. This is our offline mobile client. This is important for us, all of us in the room, and this is going to continue to be a very important part of our product strategy moving forward. The other side of this is that we have templates in field service and sales and inspections that we're going to continue investing in to make sure that they're easy to work with and easy to scale. We also want to help partners out there who see an opportunity within a vertical or industry or use case to go out and build a product and make it successful. Our products here are really for offline, highly customized, highly performing applications where the requirements are tough. But there's a lot of opportunities outside of the Resco offline world that we also want to help and contribute to. So last year, we've started launching components and solutions that we take from our platform that help you build apps on the Power Platform and make them successful. That's going to be important for us, and we see that as an opportunity for growth for all of us and a chance to cover new frontline scenarios together. Overall, we want to have one unified platform of common tools so that it's easy to get a sense of everything and to repurpose the stuff as you see fit. And just make it easy as possible for partners out there. The last thing that I'd like to mention is again, partners. Like, we're going to follow an 80-20 rule with our products, where 80% should be out of the box, easy to set up, quick to use, but the remaining 20% is going to rely on your competence, your industry expertise, and your skills to really tailor it to the customer and find a winning solution. That's going to be our formula moving forward, and it's going to require partners who want to go on this journey with us. And we think that taking your industry knowledge, building on the Microsoft platform, and leveraging Resco expertise and partnership, it's going to allow you to take custom, complex, real-world problems and make them simpler, make them smarter, and make them seamless for the entire frontline. That's our mission together. So now's the fun part. We go from kind of the abstract to the product-heavy part of the keynote. And this is going to be the theme really for the rest of the conference. It's going to be a lot around products. So I have to start, of course, with our mobile product. It's one that most of you are using today. And it's a successful, established on the market, a leading enterprise mobility platform. And just to share kind of that scale is that we see 11,000 publishers of apps each month. And we see around 2.4, 2.5 million synchronizations each month. So really, we're proud of the scale of the product, and we're going to keep investing in it and catering to your needs. One thing that's always interesting for audience is that we have a big amount of field service applications that are built using our mobile platform, but we also have an equal part sales applications and an equal and increasing part inspections or kind of custom mobile workflows. One interesting development this year is that the most predominant use case that we're seeing in the market through our sales and marketing teams is around inspections. So that's something that has changed from maybe field service or sales in the past now to an inspections-oriented go-to-market for us. And what's always unique is that, and special, is that there's a wide range of industries working with Resco, from utilities to manufacturing, energy, construction, healthcare, NGO, you name it. It makes life so much more interesting and fulfilling for us. The common thread throughout all of these industries and scenarios is high stakes work, important work that's being done by mobile professionals, frontline professionals who need to be equipped with the right tool. So at this point, I'm very happy to introduce Hauke from Dräger. We've wanted to have Dräger speak for a long time. We're really happy to finally do it this year. And Hauke, I'll invite you on stage to share your story about Dräger and really put an image to our mobile product. So welcome on stage, Hauke.
For inviting me over to the keynote. It's my first ever keynote. I'm happy to be here. It's a pleasure representing Dräger. I'm Hauke Jacobsen. I'm a member of the Dräger CRM Field Service IT team and a Power Platform architect at Dräger, representing Dräger as a longtime customer of Resco. Today, I would like to take the opportunity for the next couple of minutes to go through the trusted partnership we have with Resco over the last 6 years already. Time is flying. Dräger is a safety and medical device manufacturer based in northern Germany. We operate globally with around 13,000 employees. We have a strong device service division, which contributes around 1/3 of the total revenue of Dräger, and we aim towards a trusted and long-term relation with our customers as well. So for you to get a bit of an insight into how Dräger service is working, I brought a short video clip with me, and maybe that tells some story about Dräger service. Hope it's working.
Sometimes it's really crazy. We run into the fire where hopefully others have long since fled. It always takes a toll on our strength.
Good protective equipment is essential. After all, it has to protect us every time.
Oh look, Daniel from Dräger Service is here. He maintains the tools that our workshop technician needs to keep our gear running in perfect condition, even under toughest conditions.
Dräger is here as the manufacturer, here to ensure safety. A manufacturer that offers high-quality products and services that I can rely on. Whenever we need them, they are there.
We really have a direct line to our supplier. They always support us. And that makes us feel safe and protected. Everything is ready for the next mission.
So, Dräger is technology for life. This is our motto. Being a member of a volunteer firefighter squad myself, we trust Dräger with our lives. We trust that devices are maintained properly, and we trust that it's also documented well. So how do we get there, and how does Resco fit into the picture? The Dräger Global Services strategy is based on 2 pillars: grow the core and secure the future. Dräger, CRM Field Service, and Resco Mobile are contributing to the key factors of efficiency and digital services within the Dräger Global Services strategy. This is an overview of the Dräger CRM Field Service footprint. I will go into detail a bit more about this. Dräger CRM Field Services is a custom-built solution. The rollout started initially back in 2014 with Microsoft CRM 2011 being the future commercial workplace for field service and workshop technicians at Dräger. We have a broad integration with SAP, Navision, and Microsoft Business Central as an ERP backend. As you already saw, we are rolled out in 26 countries. We cover about 80% of the total 730 million of device services revenue at Dräger with our system. We have around 2,500 field service users around the world. whereof like 500 of them are working actively with Resco Mobile as the offline solution. We operate in a highly regulated environment. FDA regulations apply to all of our services processes, for example. And we provide one single global instance, so one Dataverse environment which is operating for the US people as well as for the Australia, New Zealand people, and it's working fine all the way long. So how did Dräger and Resco partner to reach the top in the past? The decision to migrate to Dynamics 365 Online back then, as it was called, I think, was taken in 2017 by Dräger, so we wanted to move to the cloud. And then there was one thing, Outlook Offline, which worked well in a way with CRM 2011. I don't know if any one of you worked with it formally. There was some pain associated to it. And then I think it took us about a year with Microsoft support and development teams to figure out if it will work with Dynamics 365 Online. My manager even went to the US to meet Charles Lamanna back then to bring our case forward, to tell him how important offline is to us. But many of you might know the story. Microsoft deprecated Outlook Offline, and we weren't heard as a customer. So we needed to decide quickly on a new solution because we had a target to meet with the move to the cloud. So after a while of doing research, of doing prototypes with different vendors, it turned out that Resco would be the only solution which fit our needs, which we needed for the offline use case. Specifically, we had one challenge, and if you're interested, we can talk about it later over a coffee. We needed to integrate our own custom-built client-based test instruction software, which was out there for already a couple of years, with the offline database of Resco. And after a first prototype, we had the trust that Resco will solve our issues, will solve our requirements, and be the future offline first solution for our service technicians. So rollout readiness was achieved quickly. If you look at it, it's like 2020, we reached the top. In like 2019, we decided for Resco, and before we had 2 years of figuring out what the best solution would be. So rather quickly, we got Resco to work towards rollout readiness with the cloud, with our move to the cloud for the offline solution. So how does Dräger benefit from Resco? I think many of you might share the same experience. So it's a fast implementation. Andrew just talked about Woodford. It's the perfect tool to do fast prototyping and also to implement our most crucial use cases we defined during the requirements engineering phase. So with the Roots engine, with the UI designer, with all the easy, really maker experience Resco offers, we were able to complete the first MVP in like 6 months, which really was accepted by all of our key users, who we invited over for the project cycle. Resco is really reliable. I think over the last 6 years, we haven't had any major issues. And also adapting the solution is rather easy. I never have the feeling that a deployment will fail because it's like the staged approach, and you can like get users first and then all the other users afterwards to test in production in a way. So it's really reliable. We use Resco as our offline first and offline only solution. So making use of the great sync engine, it's fast syncs, it's a really, we have really complicated or really extensive filtering. And the users who are working actively with Resco are all in favor of Resco and really love the solution because it's fast and easy to use. We receive outstanding support by Resco, whether it be support tickets or change requests. Resco listens to us, and we trust that Resco handles our requirements and our problems in our favor. And last but not least, it's a partner ecosystem, which really brought us forward. Resco partnered with Evernet and Accenture in the initial development and made the project a success. And two of the key members of the initial development team are in the audience. So Janko Svetlik and Jens Grambau, I see them here. I'm really happy to see you around because we weren't able to have a decent go-live party due to this strange COVID thing. I'm happy to have a beer with you together, and thank you so much for your dedication and support during the initial development phase. I trust that maybe all the projects you're doing will be a success from what I experienced with you. So some Dräger service roadmap topics to come to the end. Our client-based test instruction software is, in a way, outdated. We are moving to web-based test instruction software, which will also be integrated with Resco in a very, very, small manner, or with a very lightweight interface. And our service technicians will be able to automate their device testing with this new solution to make them much more efficient at the customer. We will try and provide automated service documents automated to the customers. So the most common documents should be shared with the customers automatically instead of the service technician collecting all the documents after each and every service he or she is doing, which makes their life much more easy, and they can really focus on their task they need to do to maintain our devices properly. We will roll out into further countries. So you saw maybe on the footprint that South America is not on our list yet. It will come in the next couple of months and years, especially with Business Central integration. And as any other company around at the moment, we are identifying which AI tools, which AI agents, whatever we can use to really make life of our service technicians easier, of our frontline workers. We introduced basically a Dräger GPT just a couple of weeks ago for specific device documentation where our service technicians find information more easily in their language without much overhead to provide the documentation for them in a manually translated way. So Dräger and Resco, I told about this. It's a trusted partnership. I trust it will stay like this. And with that said, I wish you a very great conference. And yeah, I'm happy to be here and to meet many people around. Thank you very much. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hauke. I think it was great. We were speaking yesterday, and it was great to learn that, as a customer, that you're getting value from our partner network. That's, not something that we always see when we're working directly with customers. So it's really great to have Janko and Jens here in the audience. We'll have a beer together at the reception this evening. A lot of today's and tomorrow's agenda is around the present and the future, what we're planning for our mobile client and the toolkit around it. So our first and primary investment area is in stability and security, because organizations like Dräger and many others rely on us for really critical work, and we take that responsibility seriously. But moving forward, we'll be adding enhancements and new features and capabilities around AI-driven productivity, surprise, surprise, both for the maker experience and the end user experience. User experience for us is also obviously a big topic, and again, for the configuration tools and the front-end experience. Behind the scenes, we'll be making investments into deployment and maintenance so that it's easier to maintain, upgrade, and work with your mobile projects over time. And lastly, as we've always done, we want to prioritize customer-driven and partner-driven development. I'd like to invite you to the session with our principal product manager, Edo Kessely, where he'll go into this information in much more detail and do a good job explaining about how we are, the direction that we're taking for mobile. I mean, in addition, we're going to have some great sessions from our community. We have Marlon, we have Natalie, we have Stephen, and we have Sarah and Cameron, all telling their stories around how they work with Resco and the interesting ways and use cases and configurations that they've put together to achieve success. So I invite everyone to attend these sessions. We're really looking forward to them. I'm going to switch gears now over to our products for the Power Platform. There are a broad range of enterprise app challenges and use cases that might not be the best fit for mobile CRM and the robustness of that product, but where we still think we can leverage our experience, our mobile experience, our developer experience to help you create better apps, deliver better projects for customers on the Power Platform. I'm going to start with our Power Components product. So at Resco Next 2024, we introduced Power Components. The idea here is that we have a library of configurable PCFs that you can use, you can pull into your projects that we help maintain, improve, and support over time. And we've worked with many of you over the past year to refine this library, to grow from just UI components to more complex components around scheduling and visualizing work. And we're really excited about the direction for the product and having this competence in Resco to be able to build PCFs at scale. We're starting to see the first great results from this product, which is helping conserve resources for partners, helping increase time to value or the ability to get an application out there. And we're going to have a great session during the conference from Marek at Resco and from Hannah at Innovation One. We're going to go into much more detail around the product and the success that we're seeing with it. So really looking forward to that one. The last product that we're going to cover today and will be a dominant theme for this conference is inspections. So in our solutions area, inspections is a critical investment. We see it as a growth area for Resco, and we launched it in 2018 really as an add-on to mobile CRM. Back then, there was not an easy way to create dynamic forms in the product, and we saw an opportunity to make it easier. So we saw a lot of partners and customers start leveraging inspections for inspections, but also for quality assurance, for health and safety, for compliance, for data capture, surveys, questionnaires, you name it. So in these past 7 years, the product, what was an add-on became a product, fully featured, enterprise-ready inspections product at scale. It's used, it's trusted by organizations all over the globe. And we're seeing great results there, process becoming more efficient, able to process and handle over 1 million inspections a month. We see that it's providing tremendous value for our mobile CRM users and mobile CRM customers. We're proud of the business impacts that it's having in field service and sales, but what was also an interesting thing that happened with inspections is that we saw maybe non-traditional Resco customers start using it and see success. So, and this for us is really deeply inspiring because it's really impactful work that these organizations are doing. So I would like to invite Abby, Matías, and Sebastian on stage with me. They represent Women for Women International. Women for Women International provides support to survivors of war, and along with the Resco toolkit, they're leveraging inspections and seeing great results. So I'd like to invite you on stage for a nice conversation. Come on stage. So we thought it would be fun to have a conversation instead of continue giving a speech. So Matías, I'll start with first question for you. And could you briefly introduce Women for Women International, the work that you're doing, the communities that you serve?
Yeah, of course. Women for Women International, it's all about supporting women living in some of the toughest situations, places that have been affected by war, by conflict, we're living through extreme poverty, or even experiencing gender-based violence. We have been around for over 30 years, and we have already reached over 600,000 women in countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, South Sudan, DR Congo, Nigeria, and several others. Basically, we run a year-long program that spans from covering topics from business skills all the way to health rights and building support networks in their communities where we work. And basically, at the end of the program, women feel more confident to be able to not only support themselves financially, but even be able to support their families as well.
Thanks. Next question is also for you, Matías, right? So can you walk us through your process for identifying and selecting Resco as your platform of choice to build on? What stood out compared to the other options? How was your, what was your decision-making process like?
Yeah, sure. We knew that we needed to get this decision right from the beginning. We internally sold a vision for not only replacing an existing data collection system that we had in the organization, but to completely transform the way that we were doing work on the ground. So we really took our time to really canvass the whole market and see what it was all out there. And we shortlisted 14 different solutions from the market, and we contracted an expert for each one of those solutions to build a proof of concept to be able to very quickly compare the capabilities of the different solutions. And as the proof of concepts came in, it very quickly became clear that Resco Inspections was at a completely different league, at a total league of its own. The other solutions really couldn't live up to their promise on reliability, flexibility, or even offline capabilities. So really, Resco was the right solution to help us not only lay out the foundation for improving our data collection, but really to see through that vision of transforming the way that we do work to get closer to the participants in our programs and be able to serve them better.
It was one of the most thorough assessments that I think I've seen in a Resco project, and I would love. They produced this Excel with 100 different rows and all the different vendors, and maybe we can show that somehow. It was very nice, but it was a very thorough job that they did. So thank you, Matías. Okay, this question is for you, Abby. Right. So once the organization chose Resco, what was it like to get started, and how did those first kind of experiences and months go for the organization?
Yeah, well, it definitely took some hand-holding and repetition at the beginning, which I think is very natural when it comes to these types of technical transitions. We work with a variety of country office teams, and they have varying levels of technological aptitude and comfort. So we definitely really wanted to make people feel comfortable with these tools. Once they were able to practice using the app and really see it in daily use, I think the benefits really helped people be convinced of this tool that they started to use. In addition, we also have some of our other teams, specifically the Iraq and Nigeria country office teams, are very helpful for us. They catch on very quickly, and they've really been helping us kind of drive how we want to see Resco be used in the future in ways to do improvements, and they've been supplying us with very thorough feedback. So the app is easy to use and intuitive, and I think seeing the data in their own hands and in their own control was really convincing for everybody. So now we're all fully on board and happy about it.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, this question is for Sebastian. You've been quiet so far, but we'll hear from you. So you're the technical guy here, right? So from a technical perspective, how did you approach, further customizing the app once you got that feedback coming in, improving the data architecture, and these kind of topics?
Yeah. So thank you, Andrew. It was a long process. There was a lot of learning involved and trial and error. But one of the things that we are very happy about is how the Resco environment and the low-code environment allowed us to get total ownership of the product. Besides the fact that we created the first MVP with Higgins, and that was great, we were still able to get the hands on everything and decide on new developments and functionalities that we wanted to add. So we worked hard at it for the first a year and a half, building constant developments and new functionalities. And of course, the great support that we received from all of the Resco guys here that helped us get the hang out of the issues that we found, that we got. So yeah, it was constantly evolving. So, but yeah, for that it was a great process, and we are very happy to get the best product that we can, and I'm still working on it. So yeah, it's still evolving.
Still improving.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Abby, this one's for you. So kind of the point of all of this is the impact. So how would you describe the impact that this solution has had for your organization and the program outcomes that you're aiming for so far?
Yeah, well, I think the impact has been profound, to be quite honest. Things that used to take our country office teams a month now take a day. And so that has not only really improved our efficiency, but it's also some of the visualizations that we've been able to create using by way of Resco have really helped put the data that we are collecting in the hands of the people that are collecting it. And with that data, we've been able to improve the efficiency and impact of our program, and use this data to continue to improve and make a difference for the women that we serve. That's our goal. So it's really been a huge impact. We don't lose data anymore. Everything is going exactly as we want it to.
Nice. Fantastic. Okay, so I know that you'll have a session, I think tomorrow morning, where the team will go into much more detail about the app. We'll show some of the customizations that you did, some of the custom development. But for us, we're really proud and happy to be partnering with an organization like yours. We're going to have our case study published today as well for more information kind of around the public partnership with Women for Women International. And we're looking forward to your session tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's good to hear from you. Thank you, Evan. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're excited about inspections. We see that it transforms traditional processes into efficient, fully digital workflows that can be tailored to an organization's needs. We're excited about its applications in field service and sales, but beyond. And we're excited about kind of new opportunities ahead that we saw with our partners and we saw with our customers. However, we kind of ran into some roadblocks in order to go out after these new opportunities and keep the inspections product thriving and growing into the future. And we had to transform it, and we had to transform the underlying technology in order to achieve this. So we're really excited and proud to be delivering this transformation through a next generation questionnaire player, which is really going to be the star of the show for our conference this year. With the new generation questionnaire player, the second generation questionnaire player, it's going to be fully independent of Woodford. It's built on React and the MUI framework. It's going to run across all platforms and be accessible to everyone, internal users, external users, contractors, partners, even customers. No login will be required. We want
Well, with the, oh, we have back audio. So with the, props to the technical team, thank you. So first time in the history, whether it was paper or digital, they fulfill these two roles. But with the agents, for the first time, we'll be able to separate these two. And how? So we still need to define the contract. We still need to define the goals for the agents. But now the agents can go and fulfill those goals on their own. And they may choose different ways to do it. They may engage in a fully conversational style, sending emails, team messages, or even making calls in the future. They may, as they are getting better at writing software, write a single-purpose apps that are fit for that context or device. They may fall back to the good old forms that we all love and know, or use any combination of those. But the contract part will be still relevant. Right now, the contract defines an interface between us and the interface. Then it navigates you through the inspection, tells you what to look for. They also define contracts between two people. If you need to order any goods or services, you need to fill in the purchase form, obviously. And in the future, it will stay relevant because it will define and enable you to define very precisely the goals for the agents to fulfill. And there is one more thing with this last that is really important to think about. As all of the agents that will be available to the market are trained on the average of internet, and everyone has them available, this will enable you to set out the specific goals that are relevant for your industry and enrich the agents with your data, so you are able to stand out against the competition. So that is why we are investing not only in the questionnaire player, but we believe in the technology itself. A lot of companies will allow you to gather sensory data from IoT, but there is a huge world that is not accessible to this sensory information. And we will enable you, this technology will enable you to access this data. Now, this is not some promise of the future. We still have a lot of challenges today that we need to fill. So this is still an ongoing process. If you leave the technical aspects to us, you can apply your domain-specific knowledge in disrupting your specific industry. And of course, by investing in this technology, you will stay relevant in the future. As the market will get flooded with the generic agents available to everyone, it will enable you to stand out. And I believe Resco is uniquely positioned to help you to tap into that potential. And we skip the poll, so we can try it, do it live. So how many of you are, raise your hands please, how many of you are optimistic about the AI future? Like you really feel this will bring new innovation, good things? Oh, that's cool, all of you. And who of you is skeptical that this will bring major disruption? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a necessary step probably, and there will be disruption, but there is a way to go. Oh, we have a poll, awesome. That checks out. Okay, so with that, I want to bring back Andrew. Where do you think, how do you vote?
I'm in the transformational camp.
Transformation.
Yeah, it's hard to make sense of opportunities versus hype right now, but you think back on your time as a kid, we were talking about this yesterday, like pre-internet era versus where we are today, and you just, over this time, things change so much, so I'm kind of in the transformational camp. Yeah.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tomas. Thanks, man. Good job. Okay. I just wanted to say thank you for saving the day with the mics. It's all right. I'm glad that it happens to the mics and not the demos, because that's more important than this stuff. And I'm sure that just by saying that, I jinxed us for the... We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but no worries, and thank you, Tomas. Fortunately, we're going to have, the next session is all about our second generation questionnaire player, so the team will be able to fill in a lot of the gaps that we were trying to cover over the past few minutes between myself and Tomas. So we've reached the end of the keynote. I'm really excited about the 2 days ahead. We have 30 very expert speakers that we're going to be inviting on stage. What's great about this year is we have one track with manageable, digestible sessions so that everyone can go through it at the right pace. We have a lot of real-life case studies. We have MVPs, everything that you need in one place to succeed. So I'd like to thank, again, the team for putting on a great conference. We're excited about the 2 days ahead. And I'll invite Nick on stage to help us move from the keynote to the next session. So thank you, everyone, and let's have a great Resco Next. Thank you. Do you need the clicker?
Oh, no, I'm all right.
Okay, thanks.
Perfect.
Go do your thing.
Andrew and all of our keynote speakers, thank you so much for starting things off on such a positive note. Thank you for stress testing our audio system. All fantastic. Up next, guys, please discover how Resco is revolutionizing data collection across all of our platforms. I'd like you please to welcome a senior developer and a product manager from Resco here to unveil the second generation questionnaire player and its cutting edge capabilities. Put your hands together for Martin Roszko.